Hello travelers! I am Lorekeen, your traveler's guide to Tyria. Last time we visited the lodges on Hunter's Lake, we drank and ate our fill, and now it's time we do some work. The Lionguards sure would appreciate some help.
I don't get it. What are they doing at the shrine on the mountaintop?
I think they worship the spirit of Svanir.
No, it's worse than that. They're worshipping Dragon.
Crossroads Haven is the second Lionguard fortress of this map. It's located so far north that the dragon's corruption is at their doorstep. Literally. Between the Sons of Svanir attacking Jorah's shrine and blocking the roads, or their corrupted ice elementals knocking at their doors, these brave Lionguards have their hands full. Their jail is full too, but that doesn't stop these sons from trying to spread their corruption, not realizing that the dragon left them there to rot.
How many did you kill yesterday?
I lost count.
That's madness. If they aren't worth counting, they aren't worth killing.
The Sons of Svanir are so relentless, they dare to attack the haven itself.
The Sons of Svanir are here! We're under attack!
Show those dragon-loving thugs they chose the wrong side!
Losing the haven to them would allow a veteran Sons of Svanir zealot to take command here, and spread even more dragon propaganda and corruption.
The flocks of Raven are all cowards and chickens. All hail the dragon! The pack of Wolf is filled with sniveling runts. Tremble before Jormag's might. The children of Bear are slow, stupid, and weak. Praise Jormag.
As you see, he talks quite a lot, so Sheriff Asta would appreciate it if you defend, or if necessary, retake the haven from these brutes.
A few less dragon lovers stinking up our hills now. It's over.
Not by a long shot. They're out there and they'll come again.
Good! Let them come. They'll never take this haven.
For many Norn, these fights are personal. Like in Rutger the Proud's case. His son joined the Svanir cult, and for all that Rutger cares now, the boy should call Svanir Papa.
I didn't raise my boy to become one of those iceheads worshipping our greatest enemy. I have no son now!
For Lionguard Amaryl, on the other hand, the sons represent a fascinating problem. She finds the idea of serving a dragon and carrying out its will an interesting point of view. Of course all of this is theoretical, and although she and the other Sylvari at this fortress are not wearing the Lionguard uniform, Amaryl is here to protect travelers and merchants along the Lion Road.
You seem awfully grim. Worried about the next moot?
I have nothing to fear at the next moot. The bards will be reciting my saga for days.
Won't be long before you have a wife, then.
That's what worries me.
Urin, Geo, and Tress are tree Norn that used to be located at the Horncall village, with their job to welcome new players, as seen in their dialogue.
Where is that char merchant? I'm in the mood for booze!
Tress was dreaming about traveling, and if you don't find her in the haven, then she might have been pulled to fight Sons of Svanir in the woods somewhere.
Where is that char merchant? I'm in the mood for booze!
So I guess she started working on her legend?
Where is that char merchant? I'm in the mood for booze!
That charm merchant should be by here soon.
That one that sells guns and alcohol? Ah, good. Something to keep me warm.
Where is that char merchant? I'm in the mood for booze!
The char in question is Talon Killpiece, and he sells two things, bombs and booze. He comes a long way to get here, but he managed to make a friend.
Hey, stick girl, you need a job? I'm looking for some fodder. Guards for my caravan.
I know what fodder is, Sir Char, being a stick girl, as you say, and I think I will decline.
Ha! I like you. You got spunk. Come along, I'll guard you. At least as far as Crossroads Haven.
I am headed in that direction. I accept your offer of companionship.
Like her sister Gales, whom we met when we visited the hot springs, Benerla is barefoot. But unlike Gales, this Sylvari loves the cold snow on her feet. Benerla dreamed of snow, boastful warriors, and animal spirits who speak of strength and wisdom, and she had to see these marvels for herself. Now that she is here, Benerla finds Wayfarer Foothills a wonder to behold, with its frozen sunlight, a world trapped in an icy stillness and an endless white cloak. And with a bit of help, Benerla and her new friend Talon Killpiece managed to make their way to Crossroads Haven.
Thanks, everyone. This is close enough. The Lionguard will protect me from here.
That was fun, Char. Perhaps we'll meet again.
Well, this whiskey won't sell itself. Come along. Crossroads Haven. Looks like this is where we part company, Twig. Glad you came along.
As am I. I can't imagine making that trip alone. This is a cold and dangerous land.
That's why I sell fire sticks and firewater. Both keep you warm on a cold night. So long.
I smell alcohol. Char, share your keg.
No kegs here, friend. I've got a potent little potable called whiskey. Here, have a shot.
This glass is the size of a thimble. Is this a joke? It's like drinking fire.
Nothing like a little fire in the belly on a cold day.
Where is that char merchant? I'm in the mood for booze.
From here, Talon Killpiece will go further, to Snowdon Drifts, and later on, like our friend Helf Stonebrow, Talon will make his way north, where he will act as the merchant of the camp at Umbral Grotto.
I can outdrink anyone here.
Except me.
I want a rematch.
Must be hard on the Lionguard, always facing them down from across the road.
This haven is the only thing stopping those thugs from spilling south across the countryside.
These three Norn come from far away too. Hug and his brother Rolf are coming from the south, around the old Grolin Fjord, the nice and cozy part of Wayfarer Foothills. Down there they have Moas, Skelk, those stupid dredge, and no challenge. But the north promises more action, and being part of the fight here is really appealing to Hug. He has been watching the Lionguard face down those Sons of Svanir, at the haven and up there above the road, and he's impressed, so Hug is thinking of joining the Lionguard.
I still don't understand why you'd want to enlist in the Lionguard.
They're protecting Tyria, and I want to be part of that cause. Also, it's personal between me and those Sons of Svanir.
Hug saw the Sons doing all kinds of evil work, hoping the Ice Dragon would appreciate their tribute and worship. This makes him sick as he hates bullies. He's seen firsthand what those filth are about, no hearts left, just chests full of ice. And Bear knows it's boring down south, and those fiends need to be taught a lesson. So he knows in his heart that joining the Lionguard is the right thing to do. Rolf doesn't have a problem with the Lionguard, he is just not too happy about the idea of seeing his brother get shipped off to another haven. Their friend Kipu came all the way from Lion's Arch, the free city with the best fights. She even talks about some tournaments, the biggest being run by the head of the Lionguard, Captain Magnus the Bloody-Handed. I think she means the Dragon Bash of 1326. Kipu made her way here because she heard about the struggle going on around this crossroad. She remembers the Sons of Svanir being some fringe apologist cult of pigs, but it disturbs her to find out their ranks are growing, while they are trying to appeal to Jormag by doing the Ice Dragon's evil work among the Norn. To take better care of these thugs, the Lionguard set up a camp in a corner of the Solitude Vale, right next to the Sun's headquarters, the Svanir's Dome. Lion Scout Ali is the heart in charge with challenging the minions of Jormag, and he appreciates any help in disrupting the Sons of Svanir, and removing any sign of corruption you find. Helping in this endeavor, Shaska called Norn and Rizid of Sunderfo, are working on mounting an assault on Svanir's Dome, as the second meta of the map, after the Frozen Maw. For Shaska, the whole business with the Sons of Svanir is personal. Back at her home, There was the son who always told her she was only fit to serve ale or service. So she has been looking for him ever since Lionguard stationed her here. They'll cross paths sooner or later, and when she'll find him, she plans to punch every snide word he said back down his throat, one at a time. Rezeed of Sunderfoe, on the other hand, thought this place would be a boring assignment, where he'd spend his days helping fat merchants discipline their dole yaks. But the Sons of Svanir have kept things lively for Rezeed. And lately, these Lionguards have seen an increase in activity in the Dome, with Svanir fighters massing there. So Shaska and Rezeed will try to strike right at the heart of this Svanir settlement.
Enough waiting! We don't need reinforcements! We can stop these Svanir assaults on our own!
Wolf's teeth, now you're talking. There's more than enough of us to handle some puny dragon kissers. What's the plan?
We seize control of the towers, then secure the center of their camp. My group will take the east tower. Yours can take the west.
Count on it. Let's meet up in the center once we've secured our targets.
Agreed. Let's go.
Evict these Sots of Svanir and a veteran Icebread Mauler to gain control of the two towers, before the final assault.
Excellent. The towers are under our control now. That'll slow down Svanir reinforcements.
Right. And once we secure the whole complex, there will be fewer raids on Crossroads Haven to deal with.
That'll be a nice change for the Crossroads Guards. Let's move.
That should do it. I doubt we'll see any Svanir raids for a while.
Wait. Did you hear that?
It came from over there, that building to the north.
We better check it out.
Of course the leader of the Sons of Svanir won't give up control so easily, so you can go ahead and kill him, as he is already consumed by corruption.
That was a close fight. We've earned ourselves a few pints of ale, maybe even a whole keg.
Careful. We have to patrol later. You can't sight enemies if you're drunk.
What? I am Norn. Ale goggles sharpen our vision, and ale fists hit hard.
Is that so? Well, Char hit hard all the time.
If you are still thirsty for teaching these sons a lesson, you can look for Bjord's banner. Bjord wants to prove his strength to Jormag by defeating the strongest fighters in the world, so he planted his banner to advertise his challenge. Face him, teach him what real strength means, and gain a hero point. Another hero point is waiting for you hidden in Warm Spring Grotto, where an ancient cave spring ripples and whirls with a captivating intricacy, that calms the mind and relaxes the body. Water trickles down the cave walls, murmuring days long past. Just watch out for the spiders. This ancient cave is located right under Cragstead, a Norn village that can be entered via an instance. This place is somewhat separated from the rest of the map, as it is connected to the events from the first episode of the Living Worlds story. To keep the spoiler free, and because these people have been traumatized enough, I will tell you only a few things. The village was always a cozy place, great for raising a family. That is why up the hill, at the back of the village, you can find a shrine dedicated to Wolf, the spirit of brotherhood, loyalty, and family. And Wolf played an important role in bringing the people here, in their time of need, as we learn from the new shaman. If you want to show your appreciation to this spirit, you can play with the lonely sacred wolf pup, to bring him a moment of happiness. Let's meet some of the other interesting character we find here. Halso is a brewmaster who makes the best beer in the Shiver Peaks. It's his grain trades with the Char, and hops trade with humans, that let him brew a beer unique to this region. Ornan, Halso's apprentice, is learning the trade. It is hard work but rewarding, especially when he gets to sample each batch he brews. At first it was awful, but now he's excited for each lesson. There is also an owl shaman, Garen, who is hoping that he might somehow revive Owl's following. Hirelyn befriended these rabbits in her travels and now they follow her wherever she goes. These bunnies are important to her and they will be her legacy, although a bit unconventional. This legacy is one of love, of a player named Alexandra who enjoyed picking up bunnies and walking around with them. She died in childbirth, but her main character, Hirelyn, is immortalized here, and she tells you how Alexander's love and kindness will be remembered, a legacy that she can leave for her son even when she can't be there for him. And here we are at the last stop in Wayfarer Foothills. If you can smell Ascalon already, it's because Maxtar Rapidstep is trying to rustle up some of these Doliac calves for his ranch, Bover and estate in Diessa Plateau. So maybe we should help him, just to have some friends where we're going. Maxtar raises cows at his ranch, but now he is trying to expand his stock with Doliacs. He came here recently, and the Lionguards were so busy with the offensive against Jormag's worshippers, that they barely noticed the Char setting up operations in this territory. Maxtar even brought some of his net rifles and launchers to catch the calves. If you want to help, you'll have to make do with just the net. Spam it to capture the calves and send them on their way to Maxtar's ranch, where they will be raised to be real big and happy, before being turned into smoked beef, which is much more exotic than regular cow beef. At least according to Maxtar.
Does my heart good to see so many young ones rushing off in search of adventure.
How many do you think will return?
All of them, of course.
I too hope you will return next time, and join us as we continue our adventure, because this episode concludes our tour of the epic Wayfarer Foothills. If you had as much fun as we did exploring this map, full of songs and heroic tales, please give us a like to help spread our legend. I'd love to read your comments about your favorite part of this area. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell, so you'll be informed when we start our march towards our next adventure in the Ascalonian Plains of Ashford. But until then, happy exploring!